Nobody satisfactorily prepares you for your 20s. They tell you it's the best time of your life, the decade of freedom, of adventure, of figuring it all out. But nobody tells you what it actually feels like, which is mostly confusion. You're not a teenager anymore, but you don't feel like an adult either. You're somewhere in between, old enough to be responsible for everything, but too young to feel ready for any of it. And the strangest part? You were given a script. Go to school, get good grades, go to college, get a degree, get a job, find someone, settle down. You followed the steps, or at least tried to, but somewhere around step 5 you stopped and thought, wait, is this really what I want? And that single question is where the crisis begins. Because your entire life, the path was laid out for you. You didn't have to think, you just had to follow. But now, in your 20s, the path disappears, and suddenly you're standing in an open field. No map, no signs, no idea which direction to walk. That feeling, that confusion, that quiet panic, it has a name. Psychologists call it the quarter-life crisis, and studies show over 75% of people between 25 and 33 experience it. 3 out of 4 people your age are feeling the exact same thing right now. But here's what nobody tells you. The crisis isn't because something is wrong with you. The crisis is because the script was wrong. Your parents' generation had a simpler equation. One career, one company, stability was available, affordable. But your reality is different. The job market shifts every 2 years. A degree guarantees nothing. Cost of living rises faster than wages, and you have more options than any generation before you, which sounds like freedom, but actually feels like paralysis. This is the paradox of choice. The more options you have, the more anxious you become, because every choice means giving up everything else. And on top of that, you're watching everyone through a screen. Social media shows you the highlight reel of billions of lives. Everyone seems ahead. Everyone seems happy, except you. But here's the truth they don't post. They're lost too. They just don't show it. Your 20s feel like a crisis because you're carrying 3 impossible pressures at once. The pressure to know who you are before you've had time to explore. The pressure to have a plan in a world that changes faster than any plan can keep up with. And the pressure to be happy while quietly drowning in uncertainty. When you can't meet these expectations, you don't blame the expectations, you blame yourself. But that's the lie. Feeling lost in your 20s is not a sign of failure. It's a sign that you're waking up. Waking up to the fact that the script you were given doesn't match the life you're living. And the moment you stop following someone else's map, you start drawing your own. You don't need to have it figured out at 25. You don't need a purpose at 22. You just need to stop punishing yourself for being exactly where you are. Your 20s aren't supposed to be perfect. They're supposed to be the decade where you finally start asking your own questions instead of living someone else's answers. That's not being lost. That's being free. See yourself differently.